Respiration, breathing, done by both plants and animals. Photosynthesis, light, carbon dioxide plus water plus sugar plus oxygen. Nitrification, NH3 into NO2 or NO3, makes it easier for plants to absorb assimilation. Plants absorb NO3. NO3 is nitro ion. Animals get nitrogen from eating plants that have nitrogen. NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and something else. NPK. Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation takes N2, breaks it apart, and combines it with HO or O. Denitrification. Denitrification takes nitrogen into molecules, NO3, NH3, and converts it into N2, gas, done by denitrifying bacteria. Abiotic, non-living. Biotic, living. Biotic factors are living things. Ecology, the study of living things and of how living things interact with each other and their environment. Homeostasis, balance with environment. Example, can't breathe without breathing out. Metabolism takes in energy to survive. Evolve/diversify, changing from one generation to the next. Evolution for kids means how living things like animals and plants slowly change over a super long time, becoming different from their ancestors and because helpful traits get passed down, helping them survive and have babies. Predation. Predation is something actively hunts and kills other species. Competition, when two things share a habitat location and have similar niches, but they compete for resources. Symbiosis, two organisms living in close association. Mutualism, both benefit from this, meaning that they are both able to live together peacefully because they both benefit simultaneously. Commensalism only benefits one side. Parasitism, one benefits and the other is harmed. Parasitism, example, teeth cleaning, tick, tapeworm. Producers, plants/algae, makes food from their own environment, no living sources. Consumers, humans, animals, must consume other things to survive. Herbivore, no, just because it says herbivore doesn't mean it just eats plants. Decomposers, eats long dead organisms. Trophic, feeding. Trophic is feeding. Biodiversity, a variety of many types of organisms in ecosystems. Biotic potential, max of offspring you can have per lifetime in a species. Carrying capacity, the maximum number of species allowed to live in a habitat before they run out of resources. Limiting factors, a limiting factor is any resource, condition, or variable that restricts the growth, size, or rate of a process, population, or system that would limit the population. One producer. In order of the food chain: producer, herbivore, omnivore, carnivore. The last one's always a carnivore. Good things ecosystems give us. 1. Provides raw materials. It regulates air, soil, water, and pollinates. 2. Supporting carbon cycles, such as the water cycle and the carbon cycles. And 3. Culture inspired. Humans have negative impacting the world, which includes overharvesting, pollution, deforestation, desertification, climate change, and invasive species. Basic factors, biotic, living, abiotic, non-living. Physical stuff such as rock, water, air. Non-physical stuff such as light, temperature, air pressure. Homeostasis, balance with environment. Metabolism, taking energy to survive. Reproduction, creating copies. Evolve, changing from one generation to the next. Ecosystems are small, local, and presented using food webs. However, biomes are more different. They have large geographic areas. Not all organisms interact with each other in a biome, and contains many small ecosystems. Population ecology is one species. Population ecology community, multiple species in an ecosystem. There are 3 types of interactions: predation, competition, symbiosis. And yes. Ecology definition: the study of living things, of how living things can interact with each other and their environment. Basic factors / biotic factors. Animals, examples: humans, cats, snakes. Plants, examples: grass, rose, forget-me-nots. Bacteria, examples: E. coli, salmonella, nitrogen-fixing bacteria, fungi, yeast, mold, mushrooms. Non-biotic, abiotic. Biotic, living. Physical, rock, water, air. Non-physical, light, temperature, air pressure. Living things can balance with the environment, can't breathe without breathing out. Metabolism, takes in energy to survive. Reproduction, creates copies. Evolve / diversify, changing from one generation to the next. Biome versus ecosystem. Biomes, large geographic area. Not all organisms interact in biome. Contains many ecosystems. Examples: mountains, islands, cities. Ecosystems, small / local, presented using food webs. Specific conduit. Example: pond, forest, patch, coral reef. Community interactions. Community, multiple species. Ecosystem. Population, one species. 3 types of interaction: predication, competition, symbiosis. Predation, something actively hunts and kills other species. Competition, when 2 living things share habitat, location, and have similar niches. Competition, when they compete for resources, they do not need to be violent. The competitions do not always have to be violent. It could be for mates, food, space, and sunlight. Symbiosis, 2 organisms living in close association, both benefit. Mutualism, one benefit and the other is harmed. Parasitism, examples: teeth cleaning, tick, tapeworm. Energy in ecosystems, food chains and food webs. All living things take in energy to survive. Living things can be divided into categories: producers, plants, algae, which makes the food from their environment. No living sources. Consumers, humans and animals, must consume other living things to survive. No, just because it says herbivore or omnivore or carnivore doesn't mean it just eats that things. Types of consumers: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, decomposers. Food chains, shows one possible way energy moves through an ecosystem. Starts with producer, no arrow going towards. Ends with apex predator, no arrow going away. Energy used is not recycled. We need the sun. Trophic, feeding. Food web, all possible energy transfers. Full picture of an ecosystem, many food chains combined. Geochemical cycle, the amount of matter on Earth is constant and must be recycled. 96% of the human body is only made of 4 elements: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. Hydrogen and oxygen make up water, H2O. Water cycle, 3 major steps: ground to atmosphere, atmosphere to ground, movement on ground. 1. Evaporation, groundwater turns into water vapor. Sun. Sublimation, solid ice turning into water vapor. Ice caps. Transportation, plants through levers into the air. Condensation, gas into liquid, forms clouds. Transportation, wind moves clouds. Precipitation, weight, gravity pull water towards earth, rain and snow. Surface, slow, runoff. Rivers flow into lakes and oceans. precipitation, water goes into the ground, soil, plant, animal animal uptake, drink water through roots. Carbon cycle, 3 major steps: ground to atmosphere, atmosphere to ground, long-term storage. Respiration, breathing, done by both plants and animals. Photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water plus sugar plus oxygen. Waste and decay, fossil fuel become dead, soil becomes dead, organisms become soil, fossil fuel, limestone. 3 major steps. Nitrogen cycle, 3 major steps: ground to atmosphere, atmosphere into ground, how it moves into the ground. Denitrification takes nitrogen into molecules NO3 and NH3 and converts it to N2 gas, done by denitrifying bacteria. Nitrogen fixation takes N2, breaks it apart, and combines it with H or O. N2 plus H2 equals NH3. N2 plus O2 equals NO2. Bacteria, slow. Lightning, rare. Nitrification, NH3 into NO2 or NO3 makes it easier for plants to absorb. Assimilation, plants absorb NO3. NPK, population ecology, the study of one species. Population density, a number of organisms in one area. Density, population ecology, a number of individuals in an area. High density. Pros, protection, finding mates, raising young. Cons, spreads disease, right for resources, and draws in predators. Dispersion, a pattern of how the population is spread out. Clumped, most common. Random, no distinct pattern. Uniform, territorial. Growth, how fast the population can increase. Dependence on biotic potential. Max number of offspring for an individual given perfect conditions. Humans, around 20 per lifetime. Insects, around 2,000 eggs per week. Limiting factors. Limiting factors depend on density, lack of food, of water, space, sunlight. The increase in disease, predation, competition. Not density dependent. Changes in the environment, natural disasters, human impacts. Human impacts on ecosystem. Ecosystem services, provisional services, raw resources that we use and sell. Example, food, water, farms, woods, forest, medicines. Regulating services, maintaining quality and stability of the human environment, air quality. Water purification, pollinating of flowers to fruit. Support services, indirect, long-term, nutrients cycles, water, carbon, nitrogen. Solid formation, soil formation. Cultural services, well-being, inspire, art and technology. Example, national parks. Major impact on biodiversity, deforestation, desertification, climate change, invasive species, overharvesting.